Listen to Salam Media.
We continue with our broadcast this evening, the pre-Hajj broadcast brought to you courtesy of Salam Media, Alhamdulillah, this evening as the Hajj prepare tomorrow to don the Ihram and to head towards Mina. And we're going right now to be joined by the Head of Mission for SAHUC, Hafiz Ismail Kholvadia. Hafiz Ismail, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and welcome.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah for having me on.
Yes, Alhamdulillah, once again, it's an absolute pleasure connecting with you and with SAHUC. And I know you've been on many a mission. You've been the head of many a mission on behalf of SAHUC. And I'm sure each one is a very, very different experience. And particularly this time around, we know we've come out of the COVID era. And now there is this expectation of 2.5 million Hujjaj who will be on the plains of Arafah comes Tuesday. Just looking at it from your side tonight, the eve of Hajj tomorrow, as the Hujjaj move onto Mina, and I suppose a lot of work lies ahead for you and your team, and also putting the finishing touches in welcoming the Hujjaj into Mina tomorrow.
Firstly, alhamdulillah, I must thank Almighty for granting me several opportunities to serve His guest in order to attain His pleasure. I cannot be thankful enough for Allah granting me these opportunities all the time, and I hope and pray Allah gives me the strength, the health, and the sincerity to continue to serve His guests. Yes, I agree with you. There is very high expectations on this particular Hajj because of the pre-COVID situation. The crowds are absolutely dense. It is very, very, very busy, absolutely. But alhamdulillah, we all know and we acknowledge the fact the whole process of Hajj is only but a miracle from Allah. Allah is using us as a means to be able to facilitate. I must compliment the authorities in the kingdom for have done a sterling job to be able to see how best they can serve the guest of Allah. Yes, there are challenges, and challenges are always going to be there. But I think the most important thing is how do we overcome those challenges? We've had a few setbacks, but alhamdulillah, with Allah's fazl and karam and the support of the administration and the kingdom, we've been able to overcome those challenges. And the latest one, obviously, was the space constraints that we had on Mina. Alhamdulillah, we've managed to overcome that. We currently, it may be a bit late. I know we got the camps a bit late because of the space constraints, but alhamdulillah, it has now been officially resolved. The camps has been handed over to SAHUC, and we are now busy doing the necessary allocations for the operators. We're hopeful that by midnight, because our first move from Azizia into Mina will start at midnight tonight, and we are fairly confident that we will be able and ready to facilitate our Hujjaj from South Africa, inshallah wal Aziz.
Well, inshallah, and we know that this has been a problem in the past where even the camp was raided by other nations where the camp was not allocated to them. And so in the past, we know that we had this issue, but alhamdulillah, this issue has been caught quite early, and you are able to do something about it, even if it is at a late stage, Hafiz Ismail. A lot of pressure, I know, on you and the entire team, but the key issue is the Haji, his comfort, and making absolutely sure that he is accommodated adequately and as he should be accommodated in Mina.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is our cry, that is our desire, and that is what we want to achieve. And alhamdulillah, so far, there have been a lot of mechanisms put into place to avoid the situations of the past. They say a wise person is that person that don't repeat his or her mistakes. So inshallah ul Aziz, with the help of Almighty, with the support of the Muassasa, the ministry, the Hajis themselves, and the team, I'm absolutely confident that we will be able to overcome those challenges. And like I said, in looking at the camp that was given to us now, the space issue has been resolved to a great extent. Yes, it is going to be tight. I don't think we can get away from that fact, and that's a reality. space in Mina is constrained. It is something that we need to work around, and we need to make best of the opportunities and the situation that we have on hand. But Alhamdulillah, I think we will be able to facilitate them to a great extent, much better than the previous years. So we request for du'as and support, and I'm pretty confident we'll be up and away, inshallah.
Well, inshallah, and just looking at the Hajj operators and working together with the Hajj operators, how's that side going? The cooperation between Hajj operators and SAHUC?
Alhamdulillah, it's been absolutely fantastic. Yesterday we had an SOS meeting based on the constraints of the camp, and I think the support has been tremendous. And I, to a great extent, I want to compliment them and thank them for their support. And Alhamdulillah, with the barakah of that support and with the efforts that we have put jointly, we've been able to overcome this particular challenge that we were hoping to face in Mina, but I think to a great extent it has been resolved.
Yes, and also the next 5 days extremely important. We know the heat factor at this point in time. We're looking at 40 plus temperatures, and SAHUC, the medical mission as well, and just looking at some of the key issues or the key areas. Transportation may be the other. Just some of the key issues that SAHUC will be focusing on over the next few days for the service of the Hajj.
Absolutely. Currently, our biggest task for now is to move the South African Hujjaj from Azizia into Mina. We have put a plan into place. We have been liaising with the operators, with the Hujjaj and the authorities to try and make this a smooth transition from Azizia into Mina. And taking the experiences of the past, the shuttle program system has worked absolutely like a dream. With the barring, unforeseen circumstances, we need to understand that there is going to be a tremendous amount of traffic. The challenge is obviously moving the Hajjis from Azizia to Mina, because you're using the road that everybody is using. But from there onwards, we have the Taraddud system, which has been a specific road built for that particular African continent. I'm sure that we will be able to manage that. We're hoping and praying that this move that goes from Azizia into Mina will be smooth. Like I said again, we can do what we have to do. We plan. Allah is the best of planners. But I'm confident with the support of all the relevant role players, we will be able to overcome this challenge. By tomorrow morning, hopefully, we will be able to say, Alhamdulillah, it's been fairly successful.
Yes, and as I mentioned, the heat factor, and just looking at it from a medical perspective, because obviously Hujjaj are advised to take precaution against the heat as well, to remain hydrated, and I'm sure SAHUC is keeping an eye out on, Allah forbid, in the event of anyone suffering as a result of heat exhaustion, dehydration, whatever it is, and your medical mission is on standby for any eventuality.
We're ready and get up for that situation. I must say, this is the first time the authorities have actually put up a sunstroke center in Mina and Arafat to facilitate for those type of eventualities. We have been communicating with our Hujjaj to take the necessary precautions from the heat perspective. Yes, the heat is going to be a challenge. According to the forecast, they're expecting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock the temperatures to soar around about 46 degrees. And they're talking of Arafat to be around about 50, 55 degrees. So yes, it is going to be a challenge, but inshallah Aziz will try and stand up to the challenge and do the best in our capacity and ability to be able to serve the guest and to make them as comfortable as possible. It is going to be a challenge. We recommend the Hujjaj take it easy. Try to be as calm as possible. Try to avoid being outside. The facilities that have been provided, inshallah, would be and will be adequate to protect the Hujjaj from those type of issues.
Well, inshallah, Jazakallah khairan so much for that, Hafiz Ismail, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy on you and your team in the service of the Hujjaj, inshallah. And looking forward to connecting once again. And Jazakallah once again for taking time out and talking to us right here on Salam Media at this pre-Hajj broadcast, inshallah.
Jazakumullah khair. All the best. Request for du'as, and inshallah we'll remain in touch. Shukran jazeelan. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hafiz Ismail Kholvadia, SAHUC Head of Mission. We come back after this. We've got Maulana Abdul Rahman Layli. He is with the Harvey World Travel accompanying the Hujjaj.